Hello and welcome. So, you're planning a trip to a German-speaking country? That's awesome. Now, knowing a few key phrases is great, but let me tell you, getting the pronunciation right, that is the real game changer for feeling confident. In this explainer, we're going to dive into a super practical guide to the essential German for your accommodation and transport. Let's get right into it.
So here's our game plan, and we're going to structure it just like a real trip. First up, we'll find you a place to stay. Then, we'll figure out all the public transport. After that, we'll cover the essentials for driving, and then we'll wrap it all up with a few pro tips to bring it all together.
All right, first things first. You've landed, you're excited, and now you need a place to crash. So let's cover all the words you'll need to lock down your home away from home.
Okay, let's look at your options. First, you've got Das Hotel. Let's hear it again, Das Hotel. Easy enough, right? But you might also see Die Pension. One more time, Die Pension. Think of this as more of a small, family-run guest house or an inn. For a longer stay, you might want Die Ferienwohnung. Die Ferienwohnung. That's a vacation apartment. Traveling on a budget? Look for Die Jugendherberge. Die Jugendherberge. That's your youth hostel. And if you love the great outdoors, you'll want Der Campingplatz. Der Campingplatz.
Now, the booking process has a really clear, logical flow. First, you reservieren. That's to reserve. Then you make it official and you buchen, which means to book. The hotel will then bestätigen your reservation. They'll confirm it. And once all that is done, you have die Buchung, the booking. See? Step by step.
When you travel can make a huge difference, especially for your wallet. Are you traveling during the Hauptseason? Let's break that down. Haupt means main, so Hauptseason is the main season or high season. Or maybe you're aiming for the quieter, often cheaper time, die Nebensaison. Neben kinda means next to or on the side, so that's your low season.
So, you've arrived. You walk through the doors and head straight for die Rezeption, the reception desk. There you'll need to anmelden, to register. This usually means you have to ein Formular ausfüllen, fill out a form. Once that's all done, your registration, die Anmeldung, is complete. You're in.
Okay, here are two words you will see on every single booking confirmation, so they're pretty important. Die Anreise, that's your arrival date, and die Abreise, your departure date. Let's get the pronunciation right. Anreise and Abreise. Simple as that.
Now, let's make sure you get the room you actually want. You can ask for das Einzelzimmer for one person, that's a single room, or das Doppelzimmer for two people. You'll probably also get asked if you want your room mit oder ohne Frühstück, with or without breakfast. For bigger meal plans, listen for die Vollpension, that's full board, so all your meals. Or die Halbpension, which is half board, usually just breakfast and dinner.
Okay, you're all checked in, you've dropped your bags. Now it's time to explore. And Germany's public transport is famous for being amazing. With these next few words, you'll be navigating it like a total pro.
You've got so many options. Der Zug is the train, and der Bus is, well, the bus. In cities, you'll use die O-Bahn, which is the subway, or die S-Bahn, the suburban train. So what's the difference? The U-Bahn is mostly underground, while the S-Bahn connects the city center to the wider metro area. Then there's die Straßenbahn, which is the streetcar or tram. And of course, for long distances, das Flugzeug, the airplane. When you're catching a train, you'll go to der Bahnhof, the main train station. Your ticket will tell you which Bahnsteig to go to, that's the platform. And then, most importantly, which Gleis, that's the specific track. Now, for a bus or a tram, you just need to wait at die Haltestelle, the stop.
Okay, this is one of those moments where German is just so logical and cool. Check this out. To get on the train, you einsteigen. To change or transfer trains, you umsteigen. And to get off, you aussteigen. You see that pattern? The little prefixes ein, and aus tell you exactly what to do. It's a neat little system once you get the hang of it.
So you're at the ticket machine, and you've got a choice to make. Do you need a ticket that's einfach, that's one way, or are you coming back? Then you need hin und zurück, literally there and back, a round trip.
Ah, yes. It happens, even in Germany. This is a word you'll definitely want to know. Die Verspätung. It means the delay. Let's say it nice and slow. Verspätung. Seriously, in a culture that values being on time so much, understanding this one word can save you a whole lot of stress and confusion.
So when there is a delay, you'll hear die Durchsage, the announcement, coming over der Lautsprecher, the loudspeaker. They'll tell you if your train is pünktlich, on time, or
as we just learned, verspätet, delayed.
Now, maybe public transport isn't your vibe. Maybe you love the freedom of the open road. Well, let's switch gears and talk about the essential vocabulary you're going to need for driving.
Of course, there's the legendary Die Autobahn, but you also really need to know die Kreuzung, that's the intersection, and die Ampel, the traffic light. If you see a sign for die Umleitung, that means there's a detour ahead. And here's a word no driver ever wants to hear, der Stau, the traffic jam.
Okay, deep breath. Don't panic. This is one of those classic, long German words we've all heard about, but I promise it is not as scary as it looks. It just means speed limit. Let's break it down. First part, Geschwindigkeit. That means speed. Second part, Beschränkung. That means restriction. So speed restriction. Let's put it together slowly. Geschwindigkeitsbeschränkung. A little faster now. Geschwindigkeitsbeschränkung. See? You just took down a monster German word. You've totally got this.
All right, here's some vocabulary you hope you won't need, but it's really good to know just in case. Die Panne is a breakdown. Der Unfall is an accident. If you get caught speeding, you might get a fine, die Strafe, or more specifically, a ticket, which is a Strafzettel. And for any car trouble, you'll need to find die Werkstatt, the repair shop.
Refueling is nice and straightforward. You pull into thy Tankstelle, you tanken, which just means to refuel, with das Benzin, which is gasoline. And then you pop inside to bezahlen, to pay. Easy.
And just like that, you're ready to go. We've covered booking your place, getting around on trains and buses, and even hitting the open road. Let's do a quick recap of the things that will really help you travel like a pro.
So what's the big takeaway here? Is that confidence really comes from clear pronunciation. We've seen how linking these words to actual travel situations helps them stick in your brain. And maybe most importantly, we've learned that even the longest, scariest-looking German words are totally manageable when you just break them down. You are now armed with the core vocabulary to get out there and have an amazing trip.
Your journey begins now. So the only question is, where to first? Have a safe trip, or as they say in German, gute Reise.